Hello everyone, this is Warhawk Beyond 2040 bringing to you another edition of the Wrestling Discussion Series, and today I wanted to give my thoughts on this week's Raw from March 13th, 2023, involving the challenge that Dominik laid down for a match against his father Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania 39. Now, ever since Dominik turned heel back at Clash at the Castle 2022, Dominik has slowly been building himself up as a big heel in his own right, and since joining the Judgment Day faction comprised of Finn Balor, Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest, Dominik, in my opinion, has really slowly started to come into his own as a very entertaining heel, riding a massive wave of nuclear heat from the fans. And, he's starting to make himself look more like Eddie Guerrero with the shaved sides and growing a little beard and, even acting like Eddie Guerrero in some of his matches. And he's been a thorn in Rey Mysterio's side for a really long time now, going to his house, attacking him in restaurants. Dominik Mysterio has really been putting on some of his best work as a heel thus far. And this week on Raw, Rey Mysterio came out thanking the fans, for all of their support and the fact that he's going to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame 2023. And then Dominik came out, just like he always does, trying to physically provoke him, verbally punk him out, you name it. Dominik has been on a mission to basically make his dad's life a living hell, and he flat out laid down the challenge for a match at WrestleMania, and Rey Mysterio, of course, refused to fight him and turned down the opportunity to wrestle his son at WrestleMania. Now, obviously, we all know they're going to hang this out for as long as possible, and we know eventually Rey Mysterio is going to accept the challenge because we've seen how these things play out. Now, the question is, how do we get to that point? I think what will happen, and I'm probably not far off, I think on the go-home show before WrestleMania, so that could be on Raw or it could be on SmackDown, Rey Mysterio will finally snap after Dominik gets his mother involved. Maybe Rhea Ripley kidnaps Rey Mysterio's wife, that's Dominik's mother, and she threatens to attack her if Rey Mysterio doesn't accept the challenge for a WrestleMania match. And Rey Mysterio will reluctantly accept the match and say to his son, "I'll see you at WrestleMania, challenge accepted." That's what I think is going to happen. So Rey's going to continue refusing to fight his son. The Judgment Day, and more specifically, Rhea Ripley, will kidnap Dominik's mum / Rey Mysterio's wife, threaten to attack her, and then eventually Rey Mysterio will give in and say, fine, you've got your match, I accept, just don't hurt your mother, please. And I think that's how we'll get to WrestleMania. Now, in terms of who goes over, I personally think Rey Mysterio is at the end of his career. He's going into the Hall of Fame, and there's been talks of him retiring. So I think Dominik will go over and Rey Mysterio will ultimately retire. So I think that's how all of this is going to play out. But that's just my thoughts. Things can go a very different way, but we'll see really. But so far, this has been a lot of fun to watch. It's starting to drag on a little bit, but at the same time, it's been very entertaining. I've quite enjoyed this thus far. So that's going to be it from me. I'm going to wrap this up now. How do you think Dominik versus Rey Mysterio is going to come together? Do you think Rey Mysterio will eventually accept the challenge? Just as I said, that Rhea Ripley will kidnap Rey Mysterio's wife / Dominik's mum and threaten to basically force him into facing his son? Or do you think Rey Mysterio could just turn around and say, challenge accepted? And if the match does take place, what kind of match do you think it could be? Or do you think it's a strong possibility that Dominik could force Rey Mysterio to put his career on the line at WrestleMania in a possible retirement match, perhaps. You know what to do, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see all of you next time for another edition of the Wrestling Discussion Series. So until then, take care, everybody, and stay safe. And once again, as always, much appreciated. Thanks for listening.